If you're a dropshipper and your Facebook ads aren't converting, there's a reason why. Today in this video, I'll be sharing with you how I get my ads going from 0 to this in just a few changes. After watching this video, you'll understand exactly what you're doing wrong with your Facebook ads and be on your way to fixing them. Let's jump right into it. The first concept you must understand is the sales funnel. More specifically, you must understand how the sales funnel relates to data from your Facebook ads. The most common mistakes beginners make, in my opinion, is not understanding this concept. They think Facebook ads are based on a lot of luck and guessing and fail to understand how to use their data to make improvements. Let me just say, Facebook ads are not a guessing game. By running ads, you receive data which you can use to make improvements to your sales funnel. And if you do this enough times, you end up with a profitable store. That's exactly what I do to make profitable stores, and that's exactly what I'll be teaching today. How to use your Facebook data to fix your sales funnel and start getting conversions. We'll do this by lining up different Facebook ad metrics with different steps in the sales funnel. This will give you a clear picture of exactly which metrics to look out for and exactly how to respond to the metrics you're receiving. Ultimately, you'll be able to think about Facebook ads in the broader sense, making you a strategic advertiser who can make the right decisions based on ad data rather than a lucky advertiser who plays the guessing game. So what is a sales funnel and how does it help with Facebook ads? A sales funnel is the process people have to take when going from watching an ad to buying your product. For dropshipping with Facebook ads, it consists of the following steps: viewing an ad, clicking the link, viewing the product, adding to cart, checking out, and finally purchasing. As you can see, there's a lot of people at the top or to start watching your ad, and there's only a few people who end up purchasing. Maximizing this flow from top to bottom is how you get the most out of ads, and it's really easy to start optimizing when you start thinking about the right metrics. So before you spend a ton of money on ads, make sure to follow these steps and fix up your sales funnel. Otherwise, you might find yourself wasting tons of money on lackluster results. The first step to diagnosing problems with your funnel is running an ad campaign and getting some traffic. So assuming you have a product picked out, a store to sell your product, and a Facebook ads account, let's set up a quick campaign. The first thing you need to do for an ad campaign is to make a creative. This is the photo or video that you'll post as an ad. We suggest doing video creatives for most products that you sell on Facebook. Now, we won't be going over how to make a video creative in this video, but we do have a free course on our YouTube channel that includes our free video creative format if you're interested. We will also be releasing another full video on making winning creatives, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Anyways, once you have a video creative ready to go, create a CBO campaign with a daily budget of $100, optimized for conversions, and set the bidding strategy to lowest cost. Inside of the CBO campaign, make 5 ad sets optimizing for purchases, set a minimum spend of $10 each, include our ePacket country list for locations, and set the language to English all. Lastly, I recommend to pick a broad interest with an audience bigger than 10 million people for each ad set. You can leave placements on auto, and conversion window should be set to 7-day click or 1-day view by default. For each of those ad sets, duplicate 2 of the same creatives that you want to test. You should end up with 1 campaign, 5 ad sets, and 10 ads. Run this campaign for 2 days. It's probably not going to be profitable, but that's okay. Now that you have some data, you can start diagnosing the problems with your funnel. So let's begin. The first number you'll look at are cost per 1,000 impressions, click turnover rate, cost per click, and video average watch time. Since all these numbers measure actions of your audience before or during the second step in this funnel, you can reasonably assume that the only thing impacting these numbers happens before people click on your link. Before we talk about how each of these numbers are impacted by step 1 in the funnel, let's talk about what each of these metrics are measuring. Cost per 1,000 impressions is the amount you're being charged for an ad to be shown to 1,000 people. This number depends a lot on the location of your audience, the competition for your product, and the engagement rate of your creative. Click turnover rate is the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions. It shows you the rate at which people are clicking on a link after viewing an ad. You want this number to be as high as possible. Cost per click is the cost per link click to your site. You want this number to be low, but there's a catch. Since CPC is actually dependent on CPM, this metric can be deceiving. Low CPC doesn't always mean good product or good advertisement. It could mean that CPM was low, which also means that your audience quality is probably not that good. Video average watch time is the average length of time a person viewed your video. You want this number to be as high as possible, but it's not the most reliable metric either. It just shows people are interested in your video. It doesn't necessarily show how likely they are to buy. Ultimately, if your cost per click, click turnover rate, and video average watch time are bad, there are only 2 possible reasons. People aren't interested in your product or your advertisement is weak. How do I know for sure that only 2 things impact these metrics? You can think about it like this. Since these metrics are all gathered during the first step of the funnel and before the next step of the funnel, you know that if these metrics are underperforming, the issues have to do with the first step of your funnel. In this case, the first step of your funnel is composed of 2 big elements, your product and your advertisement. It also contains your page name and thumbnail, but I'm going to assume that those are good enough to not cause any issues. So now, Now, if you have issues with any of these metrics, you can immediately pinpoint it to either your product or your creative. When a campaign is failing, I like to take a look at all of the metrics together to get a feel for which one is wrong. For example, take a look at this screenshot comparing two campaigns for one of my products. Each campaign has a different creative, but everything else is the same. I've customized the columns a bit so that we can focus on the metrics I want to talk about. If you want to customize your own columns, just hit the customize column button right here. The first campaign I ran for this store was the one on the bottom. If you take a look at the metrics after 2 days, the campaign was averaging $40 per purchase. The target CPP for this product was $30, so I had to troubleshoot this campaign. The first thing I did was take a look at the CPC, $1.04, which was way too expensive. Now you don't want to be going for the cheapest clicks, but $1.04 was way too expensive for this product. The two metrics that impact CPC are CPM and CTR. If your CPM is within $15, you should be able to get link clicks usually ranging from 25 cents to 80 cents. The only way your link clicks are more expensive is if your CTR is super low, like way under 1%, which in this case it was. If you're in the opposite situation as this one, let's say you have high CPMs over $15, then you should consider widening your target audience. Audience sizes and CPMs are inversely correlated, so raise your audience size to lower your CPM. The CPMs for me on this first ad, however, was not bad, so I knew it had to do with CTR. Now, as you can see, it had a CTR of 0.5%, which is not good. So the next thing I did was take a look at the video average watch time. It makes sense. People were not very engaged with the video, only watching 4 seconds on average. Looking at these numbers, I knew that the best route for me was to try and lower CPC by increasing CTR through a more engaging video ad. After I did that, I would be able to reevaluate metrics further down the funnel like cost per purchase. So I made a new video ad with a better hook, some different copy, and ended up with the results you see on the top campaign. As you can see, CPM stayed relatively the same because I targeted the same audience with the same placements. The only reason it might have decreased a little bit is because people were more engaged with the ad, and Facebook charges less for ads that people engage with. Along with a slightly lower CPM, CTR almost doubled, which meant that I was getting clicks for less than half the original price. Video average watch time more than tripled, which looks surprising, but honestly, that was kind of expected considering the jump in link clicks. Since I was getting way more people past the stage of the funnel for the same price, my CPP was drastically reduced, making this product both profitable and scalable. Now, if you try tons and tons of different creatives and your click turnover rate won't go up, but video average watch time does, it means your product isn't the best. People might like your video and watch it for a while because maybe you found some great clips and edited it together real nice, but the fact that they're not clicking means ultimately they weren't convinced. That didn't happen to me in this case, but if it did, I wouldn't try to continue fixing things further down the funnel. I'd probably scrap the project and start over with a new product. Since I did get this part of the funnel converting a lot of visitors to my site, the next thing to work on was getting people to actually view the product on my site. This brings us to cost per content view. Content views are an event that is triggered when people look at a product page on your site. As long as you're not linking directly to a product, content views can tell you a lot about what people are thinking as they land on your site. Since this data is being collected before people can take a look at the product page part of the funnel, you know that if this metric is underperforming, then the issue is with your homepage or collection page depending on where you're linking to. This means that if cost per content view is a lot higher than your cost per click, a lot of people who click on your advertisement link aren't actually ending up on the product page. The possible reasons are because the price is too high for them to be interested enough to click through, or because your homepage / collection pages aren't that great. Most times though, it's because of the price displayed on your homepage or collections page. So if you're noticing a big drop off from the number of link clicks to the number of content views, like less than half of all link clicks turning into content views, try lowering your prices a bit. Cost per add to carts show that your product page is okay. It shows that people are interested in buying and they think the price is somewhat reasonable. If a lot of people fail to add to cart, it probably means your product page is not the best. Most likely you're not doing a great job of explaining how your product works, or you're not selling them enough on the benefits. It could also mean your site didn't do the best job of resonating with the customer. If you're not getting at least 10% of people who view content to add to cart, then I suggest taking another look at your product market fit. Make sure everything from your ad to your site and product makes sense with the audience you're targeting. Cost per add to cart and cost per checkout, compare these two numbers to see what kind of audience you have. Are they the type of people to add to cart without having the intent to purchase? You really want to avoid people like this, as it will ruin your data, and they are actually a real group of people. You can see the proof for yourself if you run a campaign optimizing for add to carts. Facebook will literally send you tons of traffic adding to cart without purchasing, meaning they know exactly who likes to add to cart without buying. So if you get tons of add to carts with little checkouts, target a different group of people. Otherwise, you risk muddying your data with a bunch of fake buyers who will never actually check out. Cost per checkout and cost per purchase. Comparing these two numbers lets you know if there's anything wrong with your checkout. Common problems with checkouts are surprising shipping charges, no checkout logos, or having having no preferred payment method available. This is also an indicator of traffic quality. If less than half of your checkouts are converting into purchases, I'd suggest making sure your checkout is looking up to shape, and if that doesn't work, you should try targeting different audiences. That's it for metrics I look at. Take a look at all of these numbers yourself and figure out where your weak points are, because I'm sure you're gonna have some. If you get confused, my biggest suggestion is taking a look at the sales funnel and trying to line up different metrics with different steps of the funnel. This should help you figure out what you need to be focusing on. Good luck troubleshooting, guys, and make sure to check out our free course for more advanced strategies once you're done. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something new out of it. If you have any questions about any of the topics covered in this video, leave a comment down below or drop a message in the Facebook group. If you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, it's called Verum Ecom. We post tons of information there that we just don't have enough time to put into video, and we also answer all our questions over there. So make sure to check it out. And after you implement everything in this video, make sure to check out our free course video I mentioned earlier that covers our advanced scaling strategies. Links are in the description down below. I'll catch you next time. Peace.